Hi,
How are you?
good. How are you?
I absolutely love everything that you've done with your sustainability and your fashion. And I see you have some of the samples behind you.
Give me 1 second because it's the first time I do a Zoom in my computer,
Oh, okay, no
and I'm
problem.
trying to see you. Hold on.
Okay, sure.
There you go. Hi,
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm so happy that you were willing to interview with me. I just think that you have an incredible message of social responsibility combined with sustainability. And your designs are beautiful. I love the
You.
neon threading that you use to really meld the two worlds of different fabrics. And I'd love to just tell the audience a little bit about you if you can. Just share with us what you're involved in your latest projects. And I'll also be putting a link in the description, putting in where they can go to find your fashions.
Okay.
And I'd love to hear a little bit from you.
Okay. So you want to hear about what I do now?
Yes.
Okay. So in 2014, around there, I decided to take a break, um, a year off. Well, before 2014, a year off, and decide what I wanted to go and do next with my life. I'm a designer. I'm a sociologist. It took me a year or 2 years to decide what to do, but I decided that I wanted to keep on working on fashion. I'm an artist, multidisciplinary artist, but in general, I've been working in fashion. But I wanted to do fashion in a sustainable way.
Mhm.
I kept thinking that everything is already, it has been already invented. Why keep on using new materials, dyeing new threads, and everything that does to our environment? So eventually I decided that I was going to design using only materials that I repurpose.
I
So
love
I, yeah, so my pieces are one of a kind pieces on using only repurposed materials. That means that everything that you see was a skirt or was a shirt, and they were all pre-loved items. So everything is cut, and I have a wall. I don't know if you saw it in
I
my
did see it. You
pictures
have
of
all the
my.
hanging fabrics, the different
Yes, I have.
textures and design.
Exactly. I have everything that is cut is on a wall. And from there, I start designing and putting things together. But the, the meaning of each garment is what's also so important, because I don't know if you saw the embroidery. It's all
Yes.
done by hand. It's a it's a suture idea.
Like
I
what a
dream
surgeon would
about
do.
it, like thinking of a suture in the hospital when
Yes.
you get surgery or something, because because of the need to stitch our world together, to stitch our differences together. So that was the idea behind it. So every every piece, it's a collage of cultures, colors, sexual preferences, religions, all stitched together
Mhm.
to become like one.
I love that. And you're from Colombia originally.
I am from Colombia, yes. I live in Miami. I've been living here for 20 years.
So when people wear your fashions, they're making a statement, and it's not just about fashion, it's also a social statement.
Yes. And it's also a personal statement, because when they buy something, it's very personal. It's because it has touched them. It says something that it's meaningful to them. So it's an expression also of their individuality.
I love that. So where do you find your fabrics when you're looking for the different pieces you're going to meld together? What's your first go-to place?
I go to thrift stores. I love thrift stores. So I go to thrift stores and some vintage stores. I have found things in the street. um, a friend calls and say, I'm giving away clothes. What, do you want to see something? So I go and see anything that people are that is slightly worn. Um, I use. I don't know. Sometimes I find things in a bag. I don't know. I find things everywhere.
Anything at all. You can make it into anything. I love that. And then when you were talking about that you decided you wanted your fashions to be sustainable, what was the first instinct you had as to why you were concerned about toxic chemicals and reusing and being more ethical with fashion? What was the impetus that started that for you?
Well, because we know that fashion is like the second polluter in our in our ecosystem. So, I was clear that I didn't want to be one of those that, people buy and buy and buy and buy. Those thrift stores are so full of things. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
I don't know where they, and things are barely worn. Some of them have their tags. So why not use all of that?
I love that. Yes.
And not use, and also very important for me is the which I forgot to tell you, is the empowerment of women. So for example, when I find the pieces, the skirts, the shirts, the dresses that I'm going to use, the pattern that they have, I always women in need that cut everything. And when I design, a design can take a month, 3 months. There's no timing because I don't, and nothing is random. Everything that I do has to make a lot of sense to me. So once it's ready, it's all pinned and ready like you see it, but without the embroidery. I send it to Colombia, and I have a group of in Colombia. We don't call them single mothers. We call them head of household. That means that they can be single mothers, or the ones who, they keep the house, the breadwinners. So I have a group of single mothers that, and they embroider everything by hand, and that's a painstaking work. It takes days and weeks for each piece to be done.
Wow, there's a lot of
So
love that goes into this.
it's a lot. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of love. Yes.
That's incredible. So I'm sure that a lot of the women who are making these garments for you, they're thankful for the job opportunity too.
They are, especially because I don't ask price. They charge whatever they
Wow.
think it's whatever they think it's their work is worth. That's what they get paid.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
amazing. Phenomenal.
Yes, and it requires a lot of love and dedication to embroider these pieces, a lot.
Well, I
So we
can.
have a very close relationship.
So when you had, I saw on, so I originally found you on the website that had all the swimsuits, the Magi website.
Yes.
And I
Mhm.
saw the sweatshirt. So are you reconfiguring it to be a sweatshirt, or is it originally a sweatshirt and you're adding the embellishments?
It is originally a sweatshirt.
Okay. Yeah, I thought those were
I
so.
don't reconfigure. I don't reconfigure the base garment. No, it comes as it is, and then I design over it
Wonderful. I love that.
or on it.
Where else can we find your fashions right now?
You can find them in my website, and you can find them on Instagram. You can call me. You can DM me.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
There
And
are, I have 15, I just 15 new pieces, but I haven't been able to photograph them yet. And they have to go up on the website as well. So they're gorgeous because I do the photography, I do everything. I work by myself.
wow, that's a lot of work. And you do your own social
Yes.
media, everything. That's wonderful.
Yes.
Now, do you have someone who is your go-to, like your role model for design? Is there someone you look up to and are inspired by?
Um, in general, I'm inspired by Reika Wakubo of Comme des Garçons, um, J.W. Anderson, but mostly I look for inspiration, but from music comes a lot of my inspiration. I'm a very musical person. I'm always researching about music. I'm listening to music and uh, making playlists in my studio, and when I'm with people, I work the playlist and music. So I also watch a lot of documentaries about musicians, about music, about sound, master classes. All those things really um, are the ones that I get really inspired by.
What is your
It's something
favorite?
that it's like something that when my body feels happy, when like everything's vibrating, that's when I'm inspired. It doesn't have to be visual necessarily.
So it gives you energy.
Yes, absolutely.
What is your favorite song right now?
Uh-oh, blank, blank.
or maybe musician. Who's your favorite musician right now?
Courtney Barnett. I think that's the way you pronounce it. I'm just in love with her, and I just discovered two women, one from the Dominican Republic, very powerful women musicians and writers, and another one from Argentina. And I just discovered that I've been listening and listening to them and being so happy and inspired by their sheer power. So I would have to tell you the names, but from here.
That's okay. That's okay. And is there one piece or garment that you've made recently that you're really proud of, that you feel like is your favorite piece?
Yes. I have many, but I have like yes, of
Do you have
course.
one? Do you have one maybe you could show us really quickly?
I can show you one that is ready, and I can also try to show you one in progress.
Yes, that sounds good. Awesome. Isn't this fun? You get to see her studio.
So this one,
Ooh,
I don't know what you can see.
I can
This
see it.
is
Yeah.
incredible.
It's a jumpsuit. It's like a flight suit.
Yes, I love jumpsuits or flight suits. This is
That is fun.
really
I love
gorgeous.
how you also don't cut the thread at the end. You leave it so it's more free.
I don't cut the thread because this is all about rawness
Mhm.
and exposure and exposure. So that's it's about embracing imperfection.
Yes, that's
You know?
true.
It's like embracing imperfection, which is so important because we're also taught to that we have to be perfect, and perfection doesn't exist. So we're always striving for something that we can never achieve,
Mhm.
you know.
True.
So that's also the reason why the knotting of the thread is not inside, it's not hidden.
Yes. And
Yeah.
now I asked you before about the thread you use. What is it called again?
It's DMC. I use DMC embroidery thread.
And you get that at any store that sells fabrics and sewing equipment?
Yeah,
What made you choose that in particular? Was it the color?
the colors.
Yeah.
Because, for example, when I've done some collaborations, and they need like maybe a cheaper thread, and says, no, you can't, because the color of the thread and the shine of the thread is, I mean, it could kill or make a garment explode. So the color of the thread, it's basic. It's something that if I don't get that right, it's not going to be gorgeous.
Yes, that makes sense.
It's not going to be gorgeous.
The
It
color.
needs to explode. Absolutely.
Now I see that you really love flowers. You have a lot of flowers on yours. Are you actually drawing the flowers on the fabric?
No, no. Can I?
Yes.
Can I?
Oh, reverse it? Yeah.
No, right? Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Let me try to show you
Okay.
like this. You tell me if I'm showing it right.
I see it all. Wow, look at all that fabric.
See these, you see this?
Yes.
This was a curtain,
Oh
for
my gosh,
example.
it had a kitty on the curtain.
So these are everything here, everything that you see was a garment.
Oh, wow.
These are fabrics that, like, for example, do you see this one?
Yes.
Like a friend called me that her daughter graduated and she has a box of, fabrics that she didn't use, whatever. You want them? Yes, I want them.
That's so fun. You don't throw one thing away.
No, 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 no. So see, for example, I'm working here on some ideas.
Yes. Oh, I love the flowers.
I'm working on something like there, for example, these are all like pieces that I haven't used yet. And when I get an idea, I just bring it out and set the things on top just so I don't forget.
Beautiful. I love that. And you have baseball shirts. Ooh, that jean jacket is
Yeah.
cute.
See, I finished this one today.
Oh my gosh, I love the birds on it.
It says, I pledge to respect everyone.
That's incredible.
That's another one that I'm working on. Am I doing this right?
Yeah, I see everything.
So this is something that I'm also, it's done, but
Coupons, they're so cute.
that's done, but I keep it, I keep it hanging just in case, it doesn't make sense tomorrow and I need to do something else.
It's so cute. Oh my gosh, I love it. You do the little bit of whimsical, which I love.
Yeah.
Do you ever put jewelry, like old jewelry, discarded jewelry on and add embellishment?
Uh, I do have some things, but I haven't used them yet.
Yes. I
And
love it.
I have things that have been hanging here for 3 years, and one day I'll use them. One day I'm sitting there, oh, there it goes.
I love
So
it. And now the jean jacket, are you going to be listing that soon?
no, that still has to go to Colombia for embroidery. So I need like a few more pieces to have them ready because I don't like to send like two and two. That's also not very
Yes.
sustainable. So I like to send like in bulk.
Yes.
So no, that will take, I have an event on October 21st. So
Where is
I'm
your event?
preparing all those to be ready for that event here in
Where
my
is your
studio.
event?
Yes, here in my studio, a selling event. I have like a trunk show.
Ooh, that's going to
Are
be
you
really,
coming?
I would love to. That's in Miami, right? All right, I'll
Yeah.
have to look at my schedule. That would be amazing. Yeah, I have some pieces in mind. I love that jean jacket. It's so awesome. Very fun. Well,
Yeah.
so what would you say to someone who wanted to start creating their own sustainable fashion? What things would you tell them they need to do to kind of make it happen?
Well, they really need to think first what they want to do. And based on what they want to do, uh, they need to decide what they want to use, because for it to be sustainable, the fabrics have to be sustainable. The majority of things, for example, in my case, the threads are new, because I cannot risk using a thread that is not new or it's going to break. And I need the color and the shine. But at least 70% has to be sustainable. But anything that you do, even it's 20%, 30%, 40%, everything helps. Just if everybody plants a little plant or little seed, lots of plants are going to be coming out, and it's going to help us also,
I love
just,
that idea. It's
yeah.
because sometimes I think people feel like they have to go 100% sustainable, and that's very challenging to do. So at
No.
least a little bit, everyone can do something small towards that. I noticed
Yeah.
that the Fashion Institute of Technology also has some sustainable artistry for the students to learn how to use sustainable fabrics, and they're getting more innovative. So it's good they're teaching the younger generation of designers to think sustainably.
Yeah, I think things are going to change because we, like I, come from another generation and we had to learn in a different way. But now young people are really into social justice, sustainability. Everything has to have a purpose. So I think that's good, and they see it on TV, in the movies. So they're growing. The little ones are growing up with a different mindset.
Yes, that's a very good point. Well, thank
Yeah.
you so much for joining me today. This has
No,
been
thank you for
really fun.
inviting me.
I love seeing your studio and getting to hear a little more from you about what you've done, but your creativity knows no bounds. You keep creating new ideas and it's really exciting. It invigorates fashion to me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.